Play of the game.
It's all about that penta, baby. Now, let me tell you, that was a pretty ugly pentakill. My mechanics there weren't very crisp, but hey, a penta's a penta and I'll take it. So hello guys, Mono here, and today I'm going to bring you a video about mid lane Corki. Now, it's no secret, Corki mid isn't OP anymore. Before his nerfs, he was one of the most broken champions in the game and was almost 100% picked or banned in competitive play. Pretty much the reasons why he was so strong was because of the marksman rework left him pretty OP, the AD item changes allowed him to do tons of damage and build defensively, and allowed him to hit really strong power spikes, and champions really couldn't follow up or match his power spikes because Corki was just that strong. But primarily, the reasons why he's not being played are because of the Triforce nerfs. They got rid of Zeal, so the crit build is kind of weakened. He's gotten kit nerfs over time on his E, on his W, and on his Q. And the general item nerfs don't favor him as much. Before Starix Gauge and Hextech could allow him to build really defensively and make him strong, and now those items aren't very good right now, and other champions just got plain out better. So it is worth mentioning that those items aren't very strong anymore, like Hextech, Triforce, and Starix Gauge. However, people are still building him the same way as they did before. Right now, his most popular build and his highest win rate build is Triforce, Sorc Boots, Infinity Edge, Rapid Fire Cannon, Bloodthirster, and Void Staff. In my opinion, you can't really go that build anymore because of the nerfs that he's receiving, and it takes him way longer for him to actually get to that really strong power spike when you have Triforce, Infinity Edge, and Rapid Fire Cannon. In my opinion, you need a different build, and that build is Trinity Force, Sorc Boots, Gunblade, and then Hextech, Infinity Edge, or then whatever situational that you need. Now, Hextech Gunblade, that seems like an odd item for Corki, and that's when I say absolutely not. Hextech Gunblade does 40 attack damage and 80 ability power once you complete it, and its Bilgewater Cutlass and Hextech Revolver recipe actually allows for some really good power spikes on Corki. So the passive on it is you instantly heal 50% of all damage dealt, including physical and magic and true damage, and this is 33% effective for area of effect damage. And it also allows you to slow your enemy about for 2 seconds for 40%, and is pretty damn strong because it's very similar to Blade of the Ruined King, but stronger. So people forget that Corki actually scales with ability power pretty well on his abilities, and so the plus 80 ability power as well as the 40 attack damage actually creates a really high burst Corki build, which allows him to melt targets instantly in team fights if he just hits them with a rocket, a Q, and also just some auto attacks. He becomes really strong, especially if you have Gunblade, Sorc Boots, and Trinity Force. It's a huge power spike. Now, people often forget the reason why Corki was OP was because he could just burst people down with his crit build, and his abilities did a lot of damage as well. But now he can do the same thing with Gunblade and Trinity Force because they just do so much burst damage. Now, there are some pros and cons with this build, obviously. The pros are that you do a lot of burst damage and you have a lot of kiting potential and good sustain overall with Gunblade and Trinity Force. The bad side is that you are very squishy and it takes a while to build these items, and even before that it's kind of hard for you to hit your power spike. So you essentially hit your power spike later with these two items than you did before with just the Trinity Force on Corki, and I don't know, it's just not the best build, but I think it's the best build on Corki as of now. Just saying that there were better builds in the past and better ways to play Corki, but I think this is the best way to play him now. This build's also pretty risky because let's just say you're up against a AP burst mage like LeBlanc, Victor, Ari. Let's say you're up against one of those and you don't build a Hextech, and Hextech is pretty essential in Corki because it allows you to survive against AP bursts. And let's say you don't build it and go straight this Trinity Force into Gunblade build, then you expose yourself to getting soloed or bursted down really quickly if you don't build Hextech. So then it takes even later to get to this Gunblade Trinity Force stage of the game. And in short, I pretty much just summarized why Corki mid isn't played as much anymore, and that's because there's other champions that hit earlier power spikes and are generally just stronger than him at certain points of the game. That's why you don't see Corki mid being played competitively or in high solo queue elo. However, I still think Corki is really strong. I think that if you actually get to that point, or just play your cards right in the game, which I usually do, you can win a lot of games with Corki mid and make him very viable. And if you want to learn more tips about Corki, you can check out my tip video about how to get better at Corki. And also make sure to like the video and subscribe if you've watched this far or if you've enjoyed it. So I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know if you've tried this build and if it works out or not, or what you think of the build. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later.